We are about 120 days into me going from negative $4,000 to multiple $100 million. I'm recording this all so that way I can share my journey. My name is Nick, and Future Nick owns, like I said, a multi-$100 million company that's bent on helping the next generation of entrepreneurs and the faithful pursue their vocations, chase after their dreams, and monetize their skill sets without being chained to the system that we kind of live in right now in our current culture. This video is not for the algorithm. It is simply for me to document my adventure, and I've been doing this for about 120 days, maybe more. And I haven't recorded anything in the past 90 days or so, so I wanted to get all this word vomit documented out, so that way future Nick can look back on it and the whole journey could be documented. I have my phone hooked up right now, so I can't see the bottom. I can't see this section of my screen, so I'll keep my face right here. Sorry if that offends you or upsets you. Actually, I'm not that bothered because I don't plan on anyone watching this. And if you are watching this, it's because I became super famous in the future and my media endeavors exploded, or you are one of the 2 members of my family and 3 friends outside of my family who watch this stuff. All right, with all my disclaimers out the way, I have 3 other videos where I talk about approaching my boss at a current landscaping company. Here, let me make this a little bit bigger because I spent a lot of time not looking at this. I have 3 videos of me talking to, or basically talking about my big steps that I took towards my current job, landscaping, wanting to get more out of it. Since then, I quickly realized that my ambitions and the desires that I want to do vastly outgrow my bosses, and I've decided to discontinue that series. And I still work there. I still do kind of the same things. But instead of spending extra time on that, I'm pretty much devoting all time to either myself or things that can make me more than $18 an hour, because my skill set and the amount of money that I need to be making to support my family is a lot more than he is willing or able to pay me. And I think that my ambitions have outgrown him, and he is not as interested in scaling and growing and changing things up as much as I am. I'm gonna get into all that, but basically he's a good man, very, very solid Catholic dude. I'm so thankful for this opportunity that he's given me. He's run his business for 25 years and I have not. So, I could just be some prideful kid. However, there are some things that objectively we can do to make him more money, and he's not interested in taking those steps, which is fine. That just means that I'm not interested in staying there. So I'm not going to be bitter at him just because he doesn't want to run his business the way that I want to run it. That would be silly of me. However, I am trying to leave as soon as possible. So where we started in that situation is we barely had any reviews. There were no hard and fast systems in place. There was zero marketing, mostly word of mouth and referrals, no consistent brand marketing. Like I said, my boss is an amazing guy. I think he's comfortable. Either that or he doesn't know what he doesn't know, and he's not listening to me. And I don't blame him. I don't think that that's his fault. If anything, it's my fault. Anyway, that's kind of where we started. What I did after that conversation is we kind of made a springtime offer. We templatized some of the landscaping stuff that he was doing. That way it could make it way easier for people to say yes instead of looking for an estimate. You schedule the estimate, get back to him. Maybe it takes a week to write the estimate because, we're so swamped with everything else. We just templatized it, threw it out there. And with that and a handful of emails, we got some pretty good results. But I built him a Facebook page, not very high effort at all, but it kind of made him more known. It got me to learn Facebook a little bit more, record some videos. We started doing, email marketing, like I said. Built some pricing documentations instead of it just being a sticky note empire or him having it all in his head. We built out some spreadsheets to kind of make the quotes easier, and I've been using AI. I just fed that sheet to AI, and then I tell AI everything that the customer wants, and it spits me out a quote super easy. So just that was me doing that. And then we kind of worked on trying to do more high ticket jobs, but that kind of gets back into the conflict that we had a little bit. So the wins that we had were increased his Google reviews from like 2 stars and 8 reviews to like 21, 22 stars, 22 reviews, and 4.2 or 4.3 stars. So that was good. That was all word of mouth. We haven't integrated any of his systems yet, so I couldn't do any sort of automatic review campaign. I couldn't do any sort of AI review campaign, database reactivation. Well, we did that, but yeah, we didn't have a system in place, and we still don't, in order to plug in some of these AI automations to get reviews. So we only got about, I would say, we added maybe 17 5-star reviews in about 2 weeks. So that was pretty cool, just to test to see that works. And then we closed those templatized jobs, 3 to 4 of them, and they were anywhere between $2,000 and $4,000, and we got one $14,000 job. So in the first 2 weeks, we probably made about $24,000 directly from the things that I did. So trackable, estimated another 20,000 or so over the next 2 months. And that's just from people recognizing us. But like I said, Sticky Note Empire, he doesn't have a way to track all that. So it's kind of hard to tell exactly what all has come specifically from me. But yeah, we got some good stuff. And we started partnering with local construction companies, setting up meetings using the same templatized thing, basically saying like, hey, here's we need consistent job flow, and if you're doing projects for customers, you could just bake this into your price, and we basically be your subcontractor. But instead of dealing with all the, hey, I'm going to shop around for 7 different subcontractors and find the lowest price. Here, this is our price. This is what we do. It'll be consistent every time. So that way it's a lot less risky for them. So even if it is more expensive, they're willing to shop with us because it's a templatized, consistent, expected service. So the lessons here are, like I said, I think my ambition quickly outgrew my bosses. He has me on doing office work about 8 to 12 hours a month that I'm getting paid for, which is not it's not enough, especially for my lack of skills. The whole reason I'm doing this is to learn skills, which means I need a lot of reps. And I wasn't getting enough reps. I'm not getting enough reps. And I am unwilling to do the unpaid work in my free time because the return isn't worth it. So, for instance, he has me doing, learning this marketing stuff, as well as building out these random systems, running errands, and going meet with clients and quote them and try to close them on an estimate, all for about 1 to 3% commission. So it'll take about 4 hours of work, most of that not being paid because like I'm at home, I'm doing the quotes, I'm doing whatever, which I get it, running a business, you do unpaid work, but that's why I would rather dedicate that time to my business doing unpaid work instead of building his business with unpaid work. So for instance, I was, hey, call this guy, do this thing. Did you get this quote yet? He didn't answer. Call him back, do this thing, get this quote, go back to the property, go try to talk to him again, go visit him. And all of that work because my boss really wanted to close on a $300 or $400 a month deal. If it was $300 to $400 a month and I got 1 to 3%, that means that I would make anywhere from $3 to $12 extra a month. Recurring, sure, but me spending lots of hours and scatterbrained, that's the biggest part, is like the scatterbrained piece, chasing after this extra $9 a month. It's just not worth it. So, I've let those jobs fall through because I am willing to put in the time to get those jobs during this time. If it is not during that time that he has allotted me to chase after marketing and, get him more jobs, I'm not doing it while I'm swinging a shovel. I'm not doing it while I'm cutting grass for them. I'm not doing it while I'm installing drainage, and I'm not doing it on my free time. And he's given me, 1 day or a day and a half every month to do this stuff. So for me, returns aren't just worth it. I would rather focus on building my own stuff, and that is what I'll jump into now. I recently discovered a system called Go High Level. I've been studying the agency model a lot, and I'm not here to sell you a course. Don't worry. I'm just here to make it work for me, simply to earn the cash flow to build my own freedom. So what I've done is I just named it Redwater Revenue because I like Redwater and I like the alliteration. So I have been learning Go High Level, which is this system right here. Let me find a better. Oh man, this is okay. This system right here, where I can go in, I can build workflows. Here, let me find one. I have this. My phone is in the way, so enjoy looking at my pants real quick. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to go into all this because I don't want to show you all of my information. But basically, here's a templated website. This is the website that I built for that other landscaping company. We just haven't moved it over yet because his current website provider is being a pain. But yeah. So like, create, put insert landscape logo here. Have all this stuff. Pack this stuff with keywords for SEO. You hit buttons, and oh no, it's probably not gonna work. Let me stop that. I don't have this hooked up to any domain. But yeah, basically, learning how to build all these websites, and the coolest part is introducing AI chat widgets, which I'm not sure if I have previous information on that, so I'm not going to show that either. I was dealing with some camera issues there. I'm not sure if I can I have my iPhone like plugged in for my camera. Whoa, trippy. All right, I'm dealing with camera issues, so I'm just going to hope that it doesn't overheat again. This is attempt number 2. So the model here with this agency idea is by putting in these AI agents and automations, I can help service-based businesses like landscape companies, blue collar, roofing, contractors, general contractors, whatever. I can help them automate their lead follow-up because learning with the industry that I'm in right now, learning from my boss, that's like a huge hassle, is the sticky note empire, following up with people, and then by the time you get back with them, they've already chosen somebody else. So it's a pain point that I'm hoping we can alleviate for other businesses. And by building this on a server like Go High Level, even if it's not the most robust or it's not the most customizable, if I can help people book another 5 to 7 estimates in 1 month and they close 1 to 2 estimates for landscaping, that's $2,000 to $4,000. So if I'm charging them $300 to $500, it makes it worth it to keep me because I'm bringing in an extra $4,000 per month. So my $500 monthly fee, doesn't look that bad. So that's the idea. And of course, obviously, as I get better and more skilled, I'll be able to provide them with even more results and charge higher prices, learn Facebook ads and everything like that, which is actually what I'm in the process of doing now. But I wanted to record this so that way it's documented so you can watch this journey. So yeah, long-term mission. You can check out another video. I call it Project Redwater. I want to do everything ethically and by the way that I feel that the Lord is calling me to do. If you've seen Ramsey Solutions or Alex Hermosi, I generated this outline with ChatGPT, so I don't know why it's talking about the Rainmaker framework. But yeah, Alex Hermosi, he has a big portfolio of companies where he invests, he helps them scale. He has the media side to help attract talent and clients, and he helps business owners get from the like 3 to 5 million space to the deca millionaire space. I would like to help people get from 0 to 1, and then with Redwater, then plug in kind of like the Hormozy style, where either through consulting or coaching, we bring them from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, or invest in their business, get equity, and then help them that way. So like long term, I want a big campus, and this agency is to just help me get cash flow in order to buy those skills, um, and partner with people. But I can't do any of that working for $18 an hour, wasting 60 hours of my week digging with a shovel. So I've kind of already been over this. This is what I've been doing. I hate the cold outreach. I hate it so much. I've called and DM'd, I don't know, maybe 40 to 100 people between calling and DM. I probably called about 40 people, just a bunch of straight no's. I know that that's not nearly the volume required. I just hate it so much. So I've been trying to do not cold calling. So I've done a lot of emails, a lot of recording these Loom videos to send to people to kind of show like, hey, this is kind of what I have to offer. Not many bites, but some places local in town actually have some things that I'm excited for, which I'll get to. But I did reach out to my warm network. Nobody answered, but that doesn't bother me because I don't have a lot of business owners in my network. I've been visiting lots of local businesses and going to a few networking events. So far, the networking events that I've been to are kind of like low barrier to entry. So really feels like a lot of desperate people. And maybe that's me just being prideful, which is a huge possibility. But so that's kind of been my attempt. And I've been building all of this, like I said, on go high level. So the strategy here is like, hey, here's a $500 to $700 setup fee, and then a $300 monthly retainer. Just for the basics of here's the reviews, the review automation. It filters out the good ones from the bad ones, so that way you can get 5 stars. The AI will follow up. So if you miss a call, the AI will send a text saying, sorry, we're on a project right now. We'll call back ASAP, but what are you interested in? So the client or potential customer would chat with the business that I set this up for, and say, hey, we're looking to do this type of project. Awesome. What time? Blah, blah, blah. Automatically books them into the calendar, syncs it, and everything like that. It's pretty cool stuff. And the best part is that it takes me like an hour, 1 to 3 hours to fulfill on the back end. And then after that, it's like maybe an hour a week to maintain and make sure it's working. So that's kind of like the core offer there. Awesome. Now to the big piece. Kind of more of a glimpse into what I want Redwater to be, which I reached out to a local cryotherapy place, and they were interested in me doing some go high level stuff for them, because they have the software, but they don't know how to use it very well. And the more I asked them questions, some discovery questions like, hey, how do you get leads? How do you do whatever? What's the customer journey look like? The more I realized that I was actually pretty capable, and I'm actually pretty intelligent when it comes to this business stuff. And I think that we can make them a lot more money. So part of this deal is that I have with this guy is I asked him all these questions. I figured out some levers that we can pull to make him more money. And I was like, look, dude, you can pay me on the back end. I know we originally talked about go high level stuff, but I'm really interested in helping you make this business explode, because I think that we can double the revenue, and doubling the revenue would like 8x, 7x his profit, because the overhead's fixed, right? So like if we double revenue, we go from 8,000 a month to 16,000 a month. Profit goes from 2,000 a month to 10,000 a month, or 2,000 a month to 10,000 a month, which would be crazy. And again, I might have those numbers wrong, but the fixed variables are fixed. The fixed costs are fixed. Obviously, they're overhead. Us fulfilling more clients does not add to cost. That's the key crux of this. So I was like, look, dude, I think I can really help you. I'm really interested in this space anyway. I studied cold exposure. I like fitness, all of these things. I've been building that for him. And kind of just to walk you through a little bit, most of his clients that he has come from affiliates, but not even a formal affiliate. So it's a referral, word of mouth. But the gyms and people, businesses that are giving him customers, they have no incentive to do so. So I'm like, boom, flip that lever, make it formal. We reach out to all of the mom and pop owned gyms, not the big stuff like Club 4 or Anytime or Planet, because we're looking for gyms and like MMA stuff and yoga studios or whatever. Whoever's charging anywhere between 100 and 300 bucks a month, we want those clients because obviously they're willing to spend money on their health and wellness as opposed to like a $30 or $15 a month membership. They're willing to invest. They're way more likely to show up. And it helps because we sell one session for $40, if we give 2 free vouchers to brand new members and we bake that into the gym owner's offer, it helps them close those first time clients because the first time clients are like, well, shoot, I was about to spend $100 a month. And if I sign up for this month, you're telling me I get $80 worth of free stuff? Like, duh. Like, of course I'll sign. I'll try out for the first month. And the owner of this place, again, this is generated from ChatGPT. I don't know why that's there. But the owner of this place told me anecdotally that he has about 70% close rate. So if we can get him in the door for 2 free vouchers, we bring them in, we hit them with the first one. Hey, here's all the cool science. You're going to feel awesome. They leave that. They get an email saying that, hey, you're going to feel awesome. And you probably already do feel awesome. You're going to sleep well. Then when they come in for that second session, they're like, hey, how'd you sleep? It was awesome, right? So you remind them of all the benefits. They get that second session. At the second session, you're like, hey, instead of just doing the cryotherapy, our membership usually includes this, what we call the freeze and squeeze. So you'll get this leg compression massage thing. It feels awesome. Would you be interested in that? Since it's your second free session, we'll go ahead and do it for free so you get the full experience. They're like, oh yeah, of course. Boom. Now they're trapped for 10 to 15 minutes while they get this massage. And then during that time is when he usually ends up closing, like I said, about 70%. The problem is that he doesn't have any automatic payment and he doesn't have any sort of like customer journey experience to help walk them through all of the benefits that they get and encourages them to come back. So if they come back in those first 2 weeks, 2 to 4 weeks, they're set for life. And he's told me this anecdotally. He has about like 12 lifers, and they've all shared that in common. So we get them in, blah blah blah. They do all the sales process. When they go to swipe their card for that membership, and it's a no-brainer because it's only $150 for the month as opposed to $40 a session. Swipe the card, or before they swipe the card, we're like, hey, you've been here twice. You're about to do the membership anyway. Or maybe if they're hesitant, you're like, hey, if you scan this, leave us a review. We'll take $50 off. So you get $99 for your first month of membership, unlimited. It's amazing. Scan the thing, get that 5-star review. You don't tell them to leave a 5-star review. You just tell them to leave a review. And the fact that you're standing right there in front of them and they have to show you the review in order to get the discount, like none of those people are going to leave a bad review. So they'll leave a 5-star review, and you will go from 85-star reviews to like in a few weeks. If he sees 35 people a day, like in a few weeks he can be over 1,000. And in my town, no business has more than three figures reviews. So to hit 1,000 reviews, that would be a massive credibility boost. All of the ads that we run in the future would convert immediately, or have a higher likelihood. Obviously, I'm not trying to overpromise here, but they would. Massive trust builder is all I'm trying to say. You look up in the health and wellness, and you see 2 cryotherapy locations, and one of them has 12 reviews, and the other has 1,400. Like, no brainer. We'd be able to command higher prices as well, and do all that stuff. For me, what I get out of this is this massive. And then they get hit with an email milestone that kind of converts them and says like, hey, here's a roadmap of how you should be feeling after 1 week of cryotherapy, and you will continue to feel that great. Let me take my phone off so it doesn't overheat. You will continue to feel great, and here's all the good things you can expect. So, keep coming consistently. Every time they walk in, they check in for their membership. We pull their name up. We see a little tag that says, this person's been in for 14 days. And then we look at the cheat sheet that says 14 days, they should be feeling this type of way. So then the staff member says, awesome, James. Have you been, you've been having more energy, better sleep, and more mental clarity? And they say, yes, I have. How did you know that? Awesome. So the congruency between what they're feeling, what they're getting in the emails, and what the staff is telling them is all the same. So it's really locking in that this is a membership that's worth it, and you feel great, and here are all these benefits, and it barely costs you anything. So that's kind of like the plan that we have for them. And even if we take, their monthly churn is like, because he doesn't have auto pay, they swipe for that first membership, and then they never come back. So even if we take monthly churn from 1 to 2 months to 3 to 6 months, that would double or triple the annual revenue that he's bringing in, which would be huge. So they don't even have to stay forever. We just have to convince them to stay for a little bit longer. And the science is kind of there, so it's worth it too, I think. That's what I got. I don't remember if I was going to say anything else. My incentive for all this is I'll get paid on the back end, and I will have a case study where I can say, like, hey, this guy's been doing this for 8 years, super busy, 100 hours a week, just had a kid, barely has any time for his wife. He doesn't have any time for his hobbies, and he's barely breaking even. What he wanted was a business that kind of took care of itself, lots of customers, a feeling of passion and something that he believes in. So what I'm doing is I'm expanding the gap from here, which is where they are, to here where they want to be, push that gap open, telling this guy's story, and then I say, I plugged into that gap and look at where he's at now. So I can use him as a case study, get paid on the back end. He takes no risk up front. I take all the risk. I get to learn all these skills, do the reps, paid on the back end based on percentage, and I get an amazing story to use in ads to promote my agency / consulting in the future. That's the play right now. Working on the cryo thing, rolling out some Facebook ads and doing outreach in order to nail those first few $500 to $700 or $300 to $700 a month clients. Once I get 4 or 5 of those, I can pretty much quit my job, free up 60 hours of my week, go all in, and then start building the agency side out for the mostly passive money. Now that I've spent 120 days straight learning all this systems, not getting paid for it. I've put in the hard work up front, so hopefully now I can just fulfill these clients, maintain them a little bit, and then from there use that cash flow to do what I really want to do, which is to build out a local marketing system, a local thing where I basically just ethically dominate everyone in my town, because all of the marketing people aren't great, really, and I can provide way more value for way less money. And I kind of have a dream to just like either push them out or ethically push them out because they weren't good enough to win and I won instead, or absorb them and then teach them how they can be better. And maybe that's arrogant, but I'd rather have that little bit of arrogant confidence and win than a passive weakness and lose. And I know there's a middle area there, but I'm not sure if I've learned how to achieve it. So I'm going to err on the side of too confident as opposed to less confident. But it's a spectrum, right? So like I don't plan on just going to run in there and I don't think I'm just going to dominate right off the bat because I have to learn. But I'm pretty confident based on my research of my surrounding area that nobody is as hardworking or determined to do this from a ethical growth perspective as I am. They're all like, yeah, I'll write billboards for you, or I'll write ads for you. And I literally want to say, I will take you from where you're at now to make tons of money and to document the whole process. And then for all the new entrepreneurs, I'll do it for free, some sort of way, some sort of mass distributed way. in my local town, specifically local, and then by just completely dominating the area that I'm in terms of like, oh, everyone knows who Nick is. Nick is the marketing guy. Nick is the business guy. Um, by doing that, I will command kind of like that local personal brand, expand to the rest of my state, and start chasing after some of these bigger dreams that I have. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Hopefully, future Nick watches this and appreciates the vinegar. I hope he's not getting lazy with his success. Keep on rolling. And if any of you watched this far, that means that you either know me personally or I'm successful in the future. And a few of you psychos wanted to look back at some of my oldest videos. And if so, I appreciate it. And I'm praying for you. I encourage you to pray for me, especially that I can do this in the way that the Lord has planned and not in the way that Nick has planned, because I would like to please him and to bring more people to his kingdom, to help more people escape the trap of public school and the college scam and all of the ways that the modern culture kind of just wants to suck the life out of you. If that's something that you choose, great. But I don't think that. I think that many of our generation, my generation, feels lost and trapped, and they're not doing things that they choose. They're doing things that they've been kind of programmed and forced into doing. And I want to help those people. So I appreciate you watching this far. And this video is not for the algorithm, so that's why I'm not doing any proper editing or anything like that. But yeah, God bless. Thanks for watching.